Hello everyone, welcome to A Sight for Sore Eyes. Got an unplanned video here today that I thought I'd throw together. We had some pretty awesome auroral displays last night and I took quite a few pictures with my D200 here and I thought you'd like to see them. So that's what we're going to do, just a quick little video and we'll look at some pictures and then I'll come back and we will talk about those pictures a little bit and about what happened last night. So without further ado, let's go to the pictures right now. It was beautiful out there last night. I hope you enjoyed those pictures. It was cold. It was like, well, it was -5. I can't lie, it was -5. It was cold. I was real thankful that I had my studio here that I could come back, break it early and warm up a little bit because these little fingers and my toes were getting a little chilly out there. So I was laying in bed. I went to bed early. My wife went to church last night and I don't know, she got home about 9:30 and I was pretty much asleep, but then I could hear her downstairs and she sounded all panicky. She said, "Ronnie, Ronnie," like that. And I thought, what the heck? And I almost grabbed my gun before I went down there, but then I thought, nah, I won't do that. Anyway, and I went up to the balcony and I hollered down. I said, what's going on? And she said, the lights are out, the lights are out. And I flipped on the switch. I said, the lights aren't out. No, the northern lights, she said. Oh, okay. She said, they're really pretty. People were pulling off the side of the road and taking pictures on my way home tonight. I couldn't figure out what they were doing, but yeah, they were stopping and taking pictures right from the road. They were really pretty. So I just woke up real quick and I threw on some clothes and ran out to the studio and I was having trouble. I couldn't find the plate for my tripod. I had to change lenses and I had to oh, there's a bunch of stuff I had to do. And I could glance out the window and man, they were just rolling. The lights were just rolling out there. It was just beautiful. Took me about 5 minutes to get everything set and I went out. And I think I might have missed the best displays of the night, but I got out there in time to get some pretty good pictures. I haven't used my D200 in quite some time for Northern Lights. Well, probably 10 or 15 years probably, but I did grab it last night and I threw on this Rockin' On 14 millimeter f2.8 lens. I used this one because it's got a hard infinity stop right there. You can hear it when it stops. It's in pretty good focus right there, so I don't have to mess with focusing or nothing like that. I just throw it. It's an all manual lens, of course. There's no auto focusing on it. So yeah, I just give it a click over there, and I know I'm pretty much not perfect, but good enough focus to take pictures. And I just set my camera up, and the first few shots I took, I was still trying to wake up. Anyway, the horizon was way off. But anyway, I finally settled myself down and took some pictures. Well, I stayed up most of the night. Yeah, I was up. I went back in the house at midnight and got back up at 3 o'clock and came out here. I got about 2.5 hours sleep last night. And then they were still going this morning when I came out at, about 3 o'clock. I came out and they were still some lights out. I got a few more pictures this morning after I came back out. No, it was dark. It was real dark out there. It doesn't look like it in the pictures that you're gonna see, because I kind of like to brighten up my pictures a little bit. The colors you're gonna see are pretty much what I saw last night. It was beautiful. And a lot of times you don't really see a lot of color. You just see a kind of a milky haze in the sky, but when you get the pictures out of your camera, then you can start seeing the color. But last night, yeah, we could see the colors and the purples and the greens and the reds and the blues. We could see it all, and it was pretty. My camera, I set it one time, I set it at 15-second exposure. I set the lens at 2.8 and the ISO to 400. I took every picture you saw, as that's what the setting was there. Now, the moon was out, and that helped a lot because that helped brighten up the foreground and parts besides the sky. If the moon hadn't been out, I don't know if it would have been a real struggle for the D200, I think, because I would have had to jump my ISO up to about 800. When I shoot the Aurora, even 15-second exposure is longer than I normally like. I like to try to keep it under 8 seconds or so. What happens is if you shoot a longer exposure, well, the Aurora is moving all the time. It's bouncing around and dancing and things like that. And so over a period of time, like 15 or say 25 seconds, you lose all the detail. It just becomes a soft glow of green or red or whatever. If you use a short shutter speed, like I said, 8 seconds or so, then you capture a lot of the fine detail, the points and the jagged edges. Yeah, you capture all that. With the shorter your exposure is, the better you can capture that. But 15 seconds worked out for me, and the D200 did really good. I was surprised this morning when I started working on them that, yeah, it did a good job, and I was happy with it. I don't think I got much else to say. I'm real happy with the D200 and also this lens. This is probably one of my favorite lenses. It just does such a good job. I also have the Rokinon 24 millimeter lens. It's a good lens too, but when you go to the hard infinity stop on it, it's not in focus. I have had to make special little marks on the focus ring where it's sharpest, and that's, you know, when you're out there in the dark, it's a pain to do. So I like to use this 14. So anyway, I'm glad I could show these pictures to you. It's been a long time. This year's been kind of, for me, it's been kind of a dry year as far as the Aurora goes. Maybe I'm just not getting out of bed, but this one last night, it was good. I'm glad my wife woke me up. So I did print out a picture this morning, and like I normally do, this is on Epson cold press natural 13 by 19 paper and a 12 by 18 image. And there's a story behind this image. Let me show you this picture right here. So yeah, this is the picture I selected right here. Like I said, D200 f2.8 for 15 seconds at ISO 400 with the Rokinon 14 millimeter lens at f2.8. Now, it was dark out here. It was a lot darker than it looks here. I couldn't see very far. So this morning, I'm in here working on these pictures, and I come to this one and I pop it up on the screen, the computer monitor, and I go, what in the world? So if you look really close, right here is a moose bedded down in the snow. She was 40 feet away from where I was standing taking this picture. I did not see her. It was dark. I mean, it was dark out there when I took the picture. And yeah, she just, it didn't bother me at all, but that's kind of scary. I mean, a lot of times the moose aren't going to bother you, but I don't think anyway. I've had a couple bother me, but yeah, to not even see her until I look at the picture, that was kind of crazy. Anyway, it came out really nice, and I like the colors in the sky. Like I said, it was really pretty last night. So yeah, if you go back, you'll see this picture. You probably didn't even see that when you looked at the slideshow. You didn't see that little moose there, just like I didn't see her last night. So yeah, that's a pretty picture. Colors are pretty good in it, and that's about what I was looking at. I mean, it's never exactly like what I thought I saw, but that one's dang close right there. So last night, one more story. Last night after I went in the house, Becky and Schnitzel, our dog, went on to bed, and the lights has kind of stopped about, I don't know, 11:30. They kind of faded away for a while, and so I just went in the house where it was warm. We have a good window coverage on our house, looking out over the mountains and stuff. It's really a pretty view, and a lot of windows. And so I just turned out all the lights and was sitting there in the dark watching the sky, to make sure I didn't miss any northern lights. And I was sitting there, and I could see the moon was shining, from behind the house, coming down like that. And I was sitting there, and all of a sudden, here's this moose. Could have been that one. I don't know. Anyway, moose walks across right off we have a deck it's about 12 foot out from the house, and this moose walks across my view right there. It's dark out. All I can see is a silhouette. And I grabbed my phone. I was going to try to get a picture, but it was too dark, and she disappeared anyway. So I thought, well, that was really cool. Must be Alaska right up here, watching the northern lights and moose walking across in front of you. while you're in the house. And so I sat there for, I don't know, maybe 10 more minutes. And I started hearing this noise. It sounded like a jet airplane having trouble in the sky, just a rumbling noise. And I thought, what the heck? And I listened and listened. Then it stopped. And I thought, I wonder what that was. And then all of a sudden it started up again. And it got closer and closer. And suddenly, right in front of my window, comes another moose. This one is on the deck, about this far from the window, just walking across the deck in that snow. That's what I heard, is her hooves crunching the snow and everything, and echoing off the deck, I think. We have still got that much snow out on the deck. So anyway, yeah, she was big. Walked right across in front of me. That was pretty fun watching that. We've had them do that before, and it's always a surprise when you look out the window or pull the drapes up and you're looking right at a moose town. Anyway, it was a good night. I had fun, and I probably need to get some sleep, but I don't know if I will. It's already, I don't know, 10 o'clock or something like that. So anyway, I wanted to share these pictures with you, and I hope you guys enjoyed them. And I'm real happy with the D200. If you got one, if you just learn how to use it, you can do quite a bit with that camera. And I'm just kind of having fun with it, using that camera. I haven't used any of my other cameras for quite a while now. So anyway, you guys have a good week, and I'll have another video up. I got one planned, hopefully sometime later this week, on a different subject type thing. But anyway, you guys take care, and get out there and take some pictures. All right, we'll talk to you later. See ya.